Aphrodite Khan was transferred from place to place during production of the film by Mahmud Khan himself. He used one of his 2 helicopters to fly her all over the cosmopolitan city. In spite of the restrictions and the threats, Aphrodite was able to meet new people during the shooting of the film. Shortly after her appearance in that elite circle of actors and actresses, 2 young guys began to like her. The first one who fell in love with her at first sight was none other than the son of her evil captor. Javed Khan was the only son that Mahmud Khan had with his first Muslim wife. He was 29 years old. He was, for all counts, a failure in life. He did not even finish the 11th grade. He desperately wanted to be cast as a hero, but his father denied all his requests. As his father, Mahmud Khan, was keenly aware, his son was not very intelligent and his personality, at best, was bland. It did not help that he was physically unremarkable, dumpy and common. With his long nose and large forehead, made worse by a receding hairline, he was constantly cast as a villain or a simpleton. In his obsession for young women, Javed Khan was indeed the son of his father. He always targeted the young women who acted in his father's movies. Involved in countless sex scandals, he had his father to thank for bailing him out of jail and several lawsuits. There were occasional rumors of sexual harassment and rape, but money usually silenced the accuser. Even so, some of his conquests had talked in interviews, exposing his character. Whenever the police stepped in and began to investigate any allegation of misconduct, his father would use his influential position and his money to deflect the issue. Javed always apologized to his father and promised never to touch a young woman again. He said to his father, "If I could find a young beautiful girl to marry, I would withdraw from the film industry and lead a normal family life." His father promised him that he would try to find him a young, beautiful, good Muslim girl for him to marry. Therefore, as soon as Aphrodite Khan showed up, Javed Khan was obsessed by her beauty. He began to chase her everywhere she went. He tried to be close to her. He did everything he could to draw her attention and cause her to fall in love with him. He asked her for a date, but she did not even respond. His father knew that his son was going to be crazy over his new heroine. Therefore, he warned her in advance about his son. He told her never to accept any gift from him or agree to go anywhere with him. Nevertheless, Javed continued to harass the new film actress. Everyone involved in acting and producing the new movie knew that Javed Khan was crazy about the new heroine. Nonetheless, no one dared to interfere because they knew that Javed was very hot-tempered and dangerous. He behaved like a Gonda. The second person who liked the new heroine was the lead actor and main hero of the new movie. He was a handsome young man with an equally charming personality. Aphrodite Khan liked him, too. Before she met him, she never liked any man. She used to think that every man was a selfish and dangerous creature. She thought that the man was only interested in the body of the woman, and whenever he got the woman's body, he would hurt and cause pain like when animals fight on the streets. Her bad experience with now 2 old evil men, Sheikh Ahmed and Mahmud Khan, formed a negative notion in her mind about men and sex. However, after she met the hero with whom she was acting her first role, she realized that out of those thousands of men, surely, there would be one who was able to show real love towards a woman. Aphrodite was aware that there were 3 men interested in her. She loved only one and hated the others, Mahmud and Javed. She enjoyed the moments she spent in the company of her hero. Although she was supposed to be an actress only, she was unable to conceal the real passion she felt whenever her body was touched by the hero. Every day increased her desire for her lead actor. Slowly but surely, her love was increasing. She always longed for the moment that she could be alone with him. Night and day took on a different meaning for Aphrodite. The rigidity of her schedule was restricted by her captor, and it led to her days being joy and her nights being torment. During the day, she met the first love of her life, and by night she was tortured by her Indian husband, Mahmud Khan. He did not go a single night without visiting her apartment. His predatory sex patterns had her in a rut, never varying. He slapped, smacked, bit and flogged her at will in places that could not readily be seen. The raw control he exerted over her was as addictive as alcohol and as alluringly toxic. The only respite from the torture of the night was the relief and comfort of the day. The people around them noticed the love developing between the hero and heroine. However, as a rule, no one was supposed to show any kind of favoritism or emotional attachment to anyone during shooting. It was an unwritten rule, and the two remained silent towards each other. There were no spoken words of endearment or longings exchanged. The body language of the lead characters belied them. Their eyes, bodies, smiles, and touches spoke volumes of their love for one another. One day the hero was supposed to kiss his heroine on her lips for a few seconds. They rehearsed many times before the actual take. This crucial scene was to be at the end of the film. The hero and the heroine knew that that was probably the last time they would be able to touch or gaze into the eyes of the other. For them, it was a heart-wrenching and somber curtain call. They had anticipated that they might not meet again or act together in another movie. Before long, the final day of shooting approached. The release date had already been announced. As was customary in the business, the director invited many of his friends and co-directors. Many film actors and actresses of Bollywood were invited. Some of them wished to see the new Iranian heroine face to face. They saw her in the media, but none of them had seen her up close. Aphrodite was already wearing the mantle of the Iranian heroine. The Indian heroines coveted her marvelous beauty when they saw her face to face. She excelled in her beauty and surpassed any Indian heroine that had come into the film industry before her. She was an outstanding new character that no one had ever seen or expected to see the likes of which, again. She was unique in her height, body, face, hair, complexion, voice, walk, posture, sexuality, etc. The last day went as planned and as scheduled. The shooting of the last scene began as soon as all invitees were present. The hero saved the heroine from the hands of the evil villain who had kidnapped her. After the villain was killed by the hero, the heroine ran to her lover and hugged him. Then, the two began to kiss each other. Their kisses were so real and passionate that everyone watching had no doubt that they were really in love with each other. Instead of a few seconds, the kissing never ended. The Indian actresses, already catty and gossipy, began to whisper their suspicions to each other. The other Indian heroes and directors began to smile and look at each other. The director felt uncomfortable and finally ordered the shooting to stop. The shooting had already come to a close when the hero and heroine went on kissing, oblivious to the world. It was as if their lips were glued to each other and their bodies knitted together. It was clear that the pair never even heard the director calling cut. Cut. Aphrodite and her lover felt as if they were on an uninhabited island. The storyline was just about to take an unexpected twist. While the two were still locked in their passions, the dead villain somehow revived, got up, chambered a live round into his gun and shot the hero in the head. He was declared dead upon arrival at the hospital. The killer was Javed Khan, who was moved by his excessive obsession for the Iranian heroine and became outraged when he saw his beloved locked in an embrace, displaying a reckless act of public affection.